Good evening and welcome to Estuary TV News. I'm Hugh Riches. Tonight we reveal the secrets of the undead and discover the difficulties of raising money for charity if you happen to be a zombie. And we report on the suffering of cats caused by moves to rented accommodation. But first, it's over to James Dunn for the news headlines.
Hello, in the headlines today, are houses in our area unaffordable? And find out about a different kind of festival in Grimsby. But first, over £6 million of Arts Council funding is heading to the area. One of the largest benefactors is the Regional Museums Partnerships, which includes Hull City Council, North Lincolnshire Council and East Riding. They'll benefit from a £2 million investment over the next 3 years, which will be used in an extensive programme of new and exciting museums. Other organisations to receive money include the Freedom Festival, Art Link and Hull Truck Theatre, while the Rope Walk in Barton and East Lindsey District Council also receive cash. For a full list and breakdown, you can visit our Facebook page. 69% of houses on the market in Yorkshire and the Humber are unaffordable for first-time buyers, stopping many young people getting the foot on the housing ladder. That's according to a report by housing charity Shelter, as house prices in many areas continue to rise. However, in Hull only 43% were considered unaffordable, and it was 55% in North East Lincolnshire, where we asked people what they thought of local house prices.
I think it's very high for people starting out because you need such a large deposit. They can probably afford the monthly payments, but they can't afford the initial outlay.
No, sister's just bought one, first time buyer, which paid 100,000, brand new house, show house, all the contents, 2-bedroomed, so that's cheap. Yeah. And I've just found out yesterday I'm getting one, my sister's bought another 2-bedroom beautiful cottage in a village for 80,000.
Well, I just think it's impossible to get on the ladder. That's it, it's too expensive, isn't it, there? Yeah, you've got no chance.
No, I think you're fairly reasonable. Yeah, fairly reasonable, not bad at all.
No, I think for the area they're not too bad at all.
Not really. Why? Well, I live in a vicarage, so I haven't had to pay for it.
Kevin from Grimsby is coming home with his fiancée Karen for a special show at the auditorium. The pair from Strictly were due to come back as part of touring show, including former Britain's Got Talent winners Flawless and a number of other acts. But unfortunately the show got cancelled because of poor ticket sales in other areas. However, support for the pair here in Grimsby was still strong, so Karen and Kevin agreed to perform a new show for their local fans, which they're organising at short notice. And they're hoping to bring some special guests, including Joanne Clifton, Kevin's world champion sister, who will be appearing on Strictly next series.
They decided to do it because Grimsby is so important to them. Grimsby got behind Kevin last year on Strictly, and of course he got to the semi-final, and he's very grateful to Grimsby. This is where he grew up, and so he wanted to make sure that Grimsby wasn't disappointed by not seeing them. So they don't have an awful lot of time to go around and do a lot of things everywhere, especially coming up to Grimsby. We don't see them very often. So he said, we must do this, we must put on a show, we must carry on the show in Grimsby.
The council hopes to draw a line under controversies surrounding the closure of Scartho Baths when they start building the new pool. Construction of the £8.4 million facility will start this summer, and it's due to open next autumn. And although there were complaints over the closure of Scartho Baths, which it will eventually replace, leisure portfolio holder Mick Burnett hopes people will give it a chance when it's built.
Yeah, I certainly am, and I guess you're never going to satisfy everybody, but you know, I'd like to put it behind us. Let's look at get the new pool built, or start building, which we will do very shortly. Encourage them, obviously, once the pool's built, to come and go look. The building itself will be absolutely fantastic. Come in and look at the pool that they've got on their doorstep. All right, it's just over some short distance away from where the Grimsby pool is now. But what an asset we'll have within the borough. And all our leisure centres eventually will be a top quality leisure centres.
More than 200 people are expected to attend the Sunfest event on the 12th of July. It's aimed at people with special needs and the elderly, and will feature music from a variety of genres and time periods. It's at Cromwell Road Health and Wellbeing Centre from 12 till 5 p.m, and entry is free.
So our Sunfest event, we're going to have a lot of local music talent, so we've got things from pop music to folk to a bit of acoustic and some 50s and 60s thrown in as well. We've got lots of music-themed activities. We've got a barbecue, an on-site bar. Because we're a community-based charity, we want to try and get the community involved as much as possible, and putting on a great event like this brings them all together for your music, and people can come along and also see what Care for All are about as a charity as well.
That's all from me. Bye for now.
Landlords of private rented accommodation often prefer not to allow pets. Consequently, cats can become homeless, and as owners fail to have their pets neutered, the number of strays rises. James Dunn reports.
It's not a new problem, but it's one reaching crisis point. There are only 2 cat rescues in Grimsby and Cleethorpes, and both of them are full to the brim.
Each year's worse than the previous year, so no, it's just getting worse all the time.
When we talk to each other, we're saying, usually it comes up, somebody will say, this is probably the worst year we've ever had, right? And the problem is not going away, it's actually getting worse.
We must have about 30 to 40 cats and kittens at the moment.
We find it a great strain because there's just myself and my wife who do the day-to-day running.
There are many reasons that people will abandon their animals or take them to rescue centres. The biggest is moving home into accommodation where pets are not permitted.
If they get into a situation where they can no longer stay in the house that they're in for financial reasons or because of a breakup, and they have to go into private rented accommodation, very few landlords will allow pets. We have found in the past that perhaps they would allow a dog, but cats are no-nos, you just, because they may well damage the place, they're prone to attacking furniture or curtains or whatever.
Tony Williamson from Humber Landlords Association is himself an animal lover. He's seen some sights in his time that have convinced him some people should not keep pets. But he says many landlords are prepared to negotiate with responsible tenants, although he does understand why many won't.
My own experience is fleas. I've had to change the whole ground floor of carpets because of fleas. You don't realise they're there until they start biting you, or another tenant moves in, and smell. Not all cats, but there is that odour when you go into the house. It's not right. And that is what, and sometimes it's very difficult to get rid of. You can change the carpets and this, but it sometimes seems to linger.
There doesn't seem to be an easy solution to the problem of cats being abandoned, but there is one easy way to stop it getting worse, and some sanctuaries are now joining forces to raise awareness.
They say, oh, the female's spayed, so what about the male? No. Why? The male doesn't bring the problems back to the house, whereas the female does, in the form of kittens that need looking after and then homing.
Each year, last year we homed about 130 kittens. As soon as a cat turns 4 or 5 month old, most vets now will neuter at that age. So they need to be getting it straight to the vets, getting that done, and that does stop all the unwanted cats, kittens.
We would direct them first and foremost to the Blue Cross, because if they're on benefits, receiving benefits of any kind, they will get it at a lot cheaper than we can get it.
The number of cats without homes continues to be a problem. Some get a second chance, but while so many owners continue to act irresponsibly, rehoming barely scratches the surface. James Dunn, Estuary TV News.
Zombies often get a bad name, but if one can see past the rotting flesh and the cannibalism, they might have a more benevolent, if decaying, side. A little earlier, James survived an interview with the charitable undead.
Well, us journalists are known for starting early and working late, so I'm always glad to find someone who looks more like a zombie than me, and I'm sure he's not offended. Jamie, thank you very much for coming in today.
My pleasure, I'm dead excited to be here.
Yeah, and I can see you've clearly made an effort for us. Or I hope so anyway, or you're a real zombie.
Well, who knows, could be eating your brains.
So tell me a little bit, I mean, go through what you're dressed as here.
I thought I'd smarten up just a little bit. I've got a nice little tie, shirt. So
this is smarter than usual, of course.
Yeah. Normally it's a casual appearance, but this year, well, for this event, I thought.
Yeah, I've almost lost for words there. But tell me about what it is you do, Jamie.
Well, now I'm actually a professional zombie. I do various events over the UK and hopefully abroad soon. through movies, gaming events, big gaming events in London especially, so I do all over the UK.
And you've done things locally as well, haven't you?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
What have you done locally for people who may have seen you before?
People who might have seen me before, stumbling, growling around Grimsby town on the Grimsby Zombie Walk.
And then tell me a little bit about, how does this work professionally? So what sort of jobs might you get?
Well, just recently, so say last year, I did Big Brother.
That must have been amazing. What did you do?
So I was one of the zombies on Big Brother, so trying to attack the housemates.
And so what was the story behind that then? They told the housemates, didn't they, that there was some kind of...
Yeah, some sort of zombie virus, and it basically, they had to do different tasks to earn food, because the food got contaminated. So, throughout the day, I was walking around the Big Brother house, banging on windows, growling, spitting blood at the windows.
Did they look terrified? Or?
Yeah, some of them just kind of went, oh God, there's a zombie, fair enough. But actually there's a couple of them that was quite freaked out. So I kind of honed in on them.
Now, you've got some movies coming up as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I got a big movie in Essex called Contamination.
Yeah.
It's like an apocalyptic type of zombie sort of carnage, if you like.
But it's sort of a comedy horror, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, another one that I did was in Essex called Welcome to Essex.
Sorry, I'm getting confused. But
Yeah. I've done a few out in Essex because we're mainly sort of based in Essex area. Oh. But the one called Welcome to Essex that I did last summer, just walking around Brentwood in Essex, trying to eat brains.
So tell me a little bit about, because I'm really fascinated to know where this started, because how do you get into something like this?
I'd sort of evolved into it really. So I did a movie up in Newcastle called Zombie Women of Satan 2, about 2-3 years ago, and I was played a bodyguard to the main bad guy, and he was actually Pete Bennett, who's the guy with the Tourette's from Big Brother.
Oh, right.
He's the main bad guy, so I was his bodyguard in the movie. And then I got to know a few of the people doing the movie, and I got invited to do Alice Cooper gig.
Oh,
so I was actually a zombie for Alice Cooper.
We've actually got a picture of that here, and you're sort of on the right there, aren't you?
Yeah, you can't really miss me because I've got bald head and a big beard, so growling at people.
And what was that like? Because you got to go to the gig and everything, didn't you?
Yeah, I got backstage. Didn't really meet Alice Cooper as such. We just got a picture taken because he was involved in scaring the rest of the public. And
so, what actually is it about this that you love? I mean, on a very basic level.
Yeah, well, I've been a horror fan since the 80s, when the old 80s slasher movies. Jason Voorhees on the Friday the 13th movies, Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. From then on, I've just been hooked on the horrors. And now it's the zombie side. It's kind of, I like it because I'm a bit of a chunky guy. And I can get away with growling at people because he's a bit freaked out, which I like to freak people out. So why not do it as a zombie?
But you have a normal job as well, don't you?
Yeah, I work 12-hour days on the Immingham docks driving diggers. So as well as doing the zombie thing. So quite a lot of the time, I'm actually dead tired.
But you rise again every morning.
Yeah, indeed I do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't thank you enough for coming in, and good luck. You know, I'm sure we'll see you on Hollywood screens soon enough.
That's all we have time for tonight. If you have a story for us or you want to get in contact, please do so via estuary.tv or contact us via our Twitter or Facebook pages, or give us a call on 01472 315561. Until next time, goodbye.